Sports Video Group's Jason Dachman. We're at the Sports OTT Forum in New York City, and I am with Jared Smith, SVP Digital Products at WWE. Jared, thanks so much for taking some time with us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So you guys presented a keynote here at the event about this tiny little project that was relaunching your entire platform of WWE Network. So much work went into it. So many, big goals that you guys had at the beginning that ended up you got to see play out once it went live. So let's go back. It went live in July, and obviously there was a lot of lead up to it before that. What was the project like? What were some of the key initiatives that you identified early on, and how did that play out throughout development?
Sure. Yeah. So this really was a multi-year project, and that really started with just listening to our fans. That's at the core of everything we do. We want to put smiles on our fans' faces, and so we've been listening to them through their tweets, through their emails to us, through conversations with them, and we've been taking all of that in and using that information to help ideate on what types of solutions we could put forward to better meet their needs and better meet our business needs, and then try to analyze and test various prototypes to move it forward.
Right. So once you got some of that feedback, and again, you had some of the things that you were like, okay, we know where we're headed. How did you make a decision on vendor relationships, on some of the key, tech pieces of the tech stack, and how did that kind of play out in the lead up to July?
Yeah, so we took all of those desires and requirements that we had and put them into a pretty comprehensive document of what we wanted this future thing to be. We built some designs and prototypes around what we wanted it to be, and then we took that out to the market and we vetted dozens and dozens of vendors across all the permutations of solutions that are available, and ultimately ended up in a place where we used a combination of stuff at WWE, stuff with a partner Endeavor Streaming, and stuff with Delta Tray.
Right, yeah. And that's a challenge, obviously, working with multiple vendors as well as you guys, WWE, a massive organization in-house. How did you kind of traverse all that and make sure that everybody was on the same page?
So it took a lot of communication and a lot of coordination, and we set up a process that we felt like allowed us to stay in sync. Ultimately, I think we were fortunate that we had some really invested team members, both at WWE as well as our partners, who really put the project on their backs and carried it through.
Right, and they carried it through to, once again, July. It launched. What was the feedback from fans? What was the feedback internally from the press? Were you guys happy with how it played out?
We were really pleased. A project with this level of complexity carries a lot of risk. Also, making wholesale changes to user interfaces always carries a lot of risk. But we were pleased with the feedback we heard from fans, heard a lot of positive feedback from them, also heard a lot of suggestions, and we're really grateful for those too, because we can use those to inform our future roadmap now.
Right, and we'll see how it continues to evolve. It's never a finished product, right? It's always a moving animal.
That's correct. Yeah, we always have more things we want to do. We have the most passionate fans, and we love giving them great stuff.
Cool. Well, Jared, thanks for taking the time. Really appreciate it. Definitely check out the WWE Network app. So much cool stuff over there. You will never run out of content, I assure you. And make sure to stay tuned to sportsvideo.org for more news from the Sports OTT Forum.